Hello everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name is Erica. I'm with UMBC Recreation and I'll be leading us through a core yoga class today. So in this class you can expect a total body stretch as well as a great workout for your core. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone to always listen to your body. If you're tired, take a break. If something doesn't feel right, your body will usually give you a heads up. Tune in and take a listen. And if you have any existing medical conditions, make sure to check with your doctor before you start any exercise regimen. So today we're going to get started in a standing position. So stand at the top of your mat with your feet hips width distance apart. Lift up on your toes, spread them nice and wide before placing them down to the mat so we're nice and grounded. Hands at our sides. Standing tall out through the crown of our head. Start with a few deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in for 2. Out for 2. Here's 3. 4, filling the body with breath. And 5. Lift the arms straight out in front of you, palms facing one another. Drop the shoulders down your back. Turn the thumbs so they're facing down towards the floor and palms face away from one another as you bring the hands behind the back. Hands don't need to touch, but shoulders roll behind the heart. Flip the thumbs once again and bring the hands directly in front, palms facing one another. Again, flipping the thumbs and drawing the arms around the back, working with the shoulders and the chest. As the hands come around the back, make sure your tailbone doesn't tip up towards the ceiling. Instead, it's long towards the floor. Flipping the thumbs and bringing the arms around the front. 2 more times. Flip the thumbs. Shoulders wrap behind the heart. Flip the thumbs. Back to start. Last time. And hands around front. Interlace the fingers and bring them beneath the chin, lifting the elbows so they point up high towards the ceiling. Shoulders raise up. Pressing the chin up to ceiling, bringing the elbows together, relaxing shoulders down the back. Now we're tying in the muscles of the neck. Chin comes down and elbows go up, shoulders go up, and then elbows touch together, chin tilts up. 2 more times, dropping the chin, lifting the elbows, bringing the elbows together. Last time, and elbows touch. Lower the chin, bring hands to the hips, stand up nice and tall once again. Lift the right arm up to the ceiling, point through the fingertips, and then reach the left side of the room into a side bend. Make sure right foot presses firmly to the floor. And breathe into the chest. Slowly rise up on an inhale. Exhale, hand back to the hip. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale into the side bend, taking a few breaths here. Left foot presses firmly to the floor. Stretching the core. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hand to hip. Lower the arms down by your sides. Draw the breath in through the nose, lifting arms overhead. And exhaling into forward fold, so hands come together, bending the knees, dropping the belly to the thighs, letting the arms and head hang heavy. Taking a few breaths here. Rock the weight forward into the balls of the feet. Heels don't lift off the mat. Low belly draws in, hips reach high towards the ceiling. Head hangs heavy. Rise to half lift, flattening the back, hands to shins, gaze is down to the mat. and step back into a plank position. Bend your knees so you can bring fingertips to floor. Step back into plank and lower the knees to tabletop. Knees underneath the hips, tops of feet to mat, and hands planted firmly on the floor. Round the spine to cat pose, tucking chin to chest, rounding the spine. Then lifting and arching into cow, gaze up to ceiling. 2 more times, rounding the spine, tucking chin to chest. Lifting and arching, gazing up to the ceiling. Exhale as you round the spine for the last time. Inhale as you lift and arch, gazing up. And relax into a neutral spine. Lift up to the fingertips and extend your right leg behind you, pointing through the toes, keeping heel in line with the hip. Give me a crunch, rounding the spine, lifting the knee into the chest, drawing the knee in, drawing the belly in as high as you can, and stepping the foot into lunge, ankle below knee. If you need to manually place your foot into alignment, go ahead and do so. Draw the breath in through your nose as right arm lifts to the ceiling, drawing the belly in, twist from belly, open the chest, and exhale out through the mouth, planting the fingertips back to the floor. Draw the breath in, opening the twist, right foot stays flat to the mat. Exhale, fingertips down to the floor. Last time, breath in, opening the twist, deep breath in. Exhale, fingertips to floor. Extend the right leg long behind you, pointing through the toes once again, and returning to tabletop. Left leg extends. Give me a crunch as you exhale, drawing the knee in, rounding the spine, lifting the belly up, and get the foot into lunge position. Draw the breath in through your nose, left arm lifts to ceiling, twist from the belly. Exhale, fingertips come down. Draw the breath in, filling the body with breath. Exhale, hand comes down. Last time, drawing the breath in, we're warming up our core, and exhale, fingertips down to the mat. Extend left leg behind you, point through the toes, and return to tabletop. Lower into puppy pose, elbows to mat, underneath the shoulders, hands face down towards the floor, and head hangs comfortably. Take a few breaths here, lengthening the spine. And we'll finish our warm-up in child's pose. Hips to heels, knees are separate, but toes touch, and forehead to mat. If you're uncomfortable in child's pose for any reason, come back into puppy pose, the pose we were just in. You're more than welcome to take puppy instead of child's pose as your rest position for the class. Few more breaths here, make them nice and deep. We're opening the hips, getting a nice length throughout the spine. Slowly rise back to tabletop. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend your left leg behind you, pointing through the toes, and give me a crunch, knee to chest. Round the spine, lift the belly in, step the foot through into lunge. Tuck the right toes onto the mat and lift that knee into the air, into lunge. Left knee stays stacked over the ankle, chest bends forward. Step up to half lift, so right foot steps up to meet the left, flattening the back, gaze down to the mat. Lower to forward fold, bend into the knees, dropping belly to thighs, arms and head hang heavy. One vertebrae at a time, we'll round our spine up to a standing position. Leave your chin tucked to your chest until you make it all the way up to standing. Once you're looking forward, take a deep breath in through your nose, lift the arms overhead. Exhale out through the mouth, lowering hands down by your sides. So now we're going to start to pick the intensity up a bit and work with the core a little bit more. I'm gonna demo our core sequence for the class this week, and then you guys will follow through. We'll tie it into the sequence. So just watch this first time through. We'll start in a plank position. Fingers spread wide, shoulders over the wrist. Check your alignment and make sure heels are in line with hips are in line with shoulders. So no really low hips and no really high hips. Check your alignment even if you've done plank 1,000 times. Thighs are active, core is active. I'm lifting out of my shoulders. We're gonna start by stepping the toes in and stepping back. So into a bear crawl of sorts. When you step the toes in, knees are underneath the hips, and notice my knees are hovering off the floor. Try not to arch or round the spine when you step in, nice flat back. So in real time, I'll always give us a countdown. I'll say starting plank sequence in 3, 2, 1. We'll step in, step out, and out. We're gonna go for 3. Last one. We'll lower to a forearm plank, checking the alignment once again, and we'll hold here for 5 breaths. After the 5 seconds, we'll lower down to our bellies and release, and we'll take the sequence from there. So at any time, if you're tired during that sequence, you can hold your plank steady, you can drop the knees to the mat and take a break. Listen to your body. So we'll all start at the top of our mat. We're going to take some modified sun salutations and tie that core work into the sequence. Start by lifting the arms overhead, gaze up to ceiling. Lower to fold, belly comes down to thighs. Rise to half lift, flattening your back. Step into a plank position. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Step in, back, in, back. That's 1. Here's 2. Back, in, back. Last one. Step in, back, in, back. Take your forearm plank. Holding for 5, 4. Check that alignment. 2, and 1. Release. Place your hands under your shoulders, elbows facing up towards the ceiling and legs together. Using the strength of your core, not pressing into your hands, we'll lift the chest up into baby cobra. Now press into your hands to bring you into child's pose, hips to heels, or puppy, whichever you prefer. Take a quick breath or 2 here, nice deep breath. And rise back to tabletop. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend your right leg behind you, pointing through toes. Give me a crunch into lunge. Left toes tuck onto mat, lift the knee into the air, and step up to half lift, flattening the back, gazes down to the floor. Lower to folds, belly to thighs, and slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, rise up to standing. Feel the stretch throughout your spine as you rise on up. We're going to take that 2 more times. Lift the arms overhead, gaze up to ceiling. Lower to folds, belly drops down to thighs. Rise half lift, flatten the back, and step into a plank position. Starting in 3, 2, 1, step in, step out, out. 1, in, out, out. Last one, step in, step out, take forearm plank, hold for 5, don't hold the breath, and release. Hands under shoulders, legs together. Lift the chest, baby cobra, and press to child's, hips to heels. Just a breath or 2 here. And we're rising back to a tabletop position. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend the left leg behind you. Give me a crunch, knee to chest. Step the foot through into lunge. And lift the right knee in the air. Step up to half lift. Lower to fold, belly comes down. And slowly rise to standing. Take your time. Chin comes up last. Last time through, lifting the arms overhead. Exhale to fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, half lift, flattening the back. Exhale as you step back into plank and resume your normal breath here. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Step in and out. 1. Step in and out. 2. Step in and out. 3. Forearm plank. If you want to amp up the forearm plank, add some side steps. Right toe step off, left toe step off. Up to you if you want to continue with that. Lower down to the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra, and press to child's, hips to heels. As soon as those hips touch those heels, rise right back to tabletop. No break this time, picking up our heart rate. If you want to up the challenge in your crunches, you can keep the hands flat. Otherwise, lift up to the fingertips now. Extend your right leg behind you and give me a crunch, knee to chest. Step that foot into lunge and step up to half lift, flattening the back. Draw the breath in. Exhale to forward fold, belly comes down. Try to draw the inhale out as you rise up to standing, nice and slow, and exhale once you make it to the top. Deep breath in, arms overhead. Exhale to folds, belly to thighs, switching it up a bit this time. Inhale to half lift, flatten the back. Exhale as you step back into plank and drop the knees to a tabletop position. We're preparing for crunches, so hands flat or up on the fingertips, it's up to you. Extend that right leg behind you. Give me a crunch as you exhale for 1, round that spine. Inhale and extend. Exhale, lift that knee high. Inhale to extend. Last time, knee to chest, we're gonna hold it here, don't hold the breath. See if you can lift that knee a little bit higher and step the foot into lunge. If the hands are flat, lift up to the fingertips now. Lift the left knee off the mat into lunge, send the chest forward. Take a few breaths here. If you need some ease in this pose, a modification is to gently bend the left knee. Draw the breath in as you lift the right arm up to ceiling, twisting from belly. Exhale to bring the hand down. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Last time, breath in. We're gonna hold it here this time. Don't hold the breath. Right knee still stacked over the ankle, foot is flat to the mat. If you wanna opt for the bind, opening the chest a bit more, turn your thumb so it faces the back of the room, and bend the elbow, bringing the back of the hand to the small of the back. Keep the right ribs reaching to the ceiling, twisting from the belly, not holding the breath. We're breathing. If you're in the bind, inhale to bring the arms straight up to ceiling. Everyone exhale, hand down to the floor and step back into plank, planting the hands flat to the mat. We'll start our plank work in 3, 2, 1. Step in, and out. 1, in, and out. Last time, in, and out. Forearm plank, holding for 5. You're more than welcome to take those side steps if you want, or just hold it nice and steady. Don't hold your breath, and release. Hands under shoulders. Inhale to baby cobra, and exhale to child's, hips to heels. A short breather here, deep in the breath. Use the back side of your body. Imagine the breath reaching every bit of your body from your fingertips down to your toes. Slowly rise to a tabletop position. Preparing for our crunches. Extend your right leg behind you. Knee to chest on the crunch, and step the foot into lunge. Lift up to the fingertips if hands were flat and step up to half lift, flattening the back, hands to shins. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. And one vertebrae at a time, we make our way back to standing. Draw the breath in through the nose, lifting arms overhead. Exhaling to forward fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, half lift, flatten the back. Exhale as you step back into plank and drop the knees to tabletop. Preparing for crunches. Lift up to those fingertips if you like. Extend the left leg behind you. Exhale, crunching for 1. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to extend. Last time, breathe out, lift knee high. Don't hold the breath, hold that knee high though. Keep lifting and step the foot into lunge. Lift up to fingertips. And lift the right knee off the mat, holding here, not the breath. If you need that modification, slight bend in the right knee. Draw the breath in through the nose, lift left arm to ceiling. Exhale, hand to mat. Twist from your belly, draw the breath in through the nose. And exhale. Last time, arm up, we're gonna hold it here, gaze is up to the ceiling. If you took the bind on the opposite side, turn the thumb to the back of room, bend the elbow, left ribs reach high. If you're in the bind, inhale to bring the arm back to ceiling, and everyone exhale, hand to mat. Step back into your plank position. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Step in and out. Keep those backs steady. Step in and out. Last time, step in and out. Forearm plank. For 5, take those side steps if you're going for it. Lower down to mat, release, let go. Inhale to baby cobra, chest lifts. And exhale to child's hips to heels. Take your short rest here. Fill the body with breath. Slowly rise to tabletop, preparing for a crunch. Extend left leg behind you, draw knee to chest, and step the foot into lunge. Lift up to the fingertips and step up to half lift as you breathe in. Exhale to forward fold, belly to thighs. And inhale as you rise to standing, nice and slow. Exhaling once you get to the top. We're going to move into some balance. If that's not your strong suit, you're more than welcome to find a wall. If you're opting to find a wall, you're going to start with your left side of the body closest to the wall, hand or fist up for support. Otherwise, we're standing here in the center of our mat. We want to focus more on the stretch than we are on the balance, so don't feel bad if you would like to use the wall. We're going to start with all the weight in the left foot. Really ground that foot onto the mat. And be careful not to lock out the knee. We want a tiny micro bend and to activate the thigh muscles. So you should feel the muscles and the skin around your knee lift as you turn the thigh on. Left hand to the hip or on the wall. Bend the right knee, reaching down to grab the foot from the outside, the ankle or the foot. And draw the right knee nice and close to the left. Gently kick into the hand, drawing the belly in, opening the chest, gazing slightly up towards the ceiling. And we'll hold here, not holding the breath. Getting a nice stretch on the front side of the thigh, throughout the core. And as shoulders wrap behind the heart, we're also opening the chest. Another breath or two here, in and out. In and out. On your next exhale, gently release the foot down to the mat. Try to give some control. If you're standing on the wall, just turn around. Switch positions. We're gonna switch the weight into the right foot. Plant that foot, tiny micro bend, turn on the quad. Right hand to hip or on the wall. Slowly bending left knee, reaching down to grab the ankle or the foot, and close the knees so they're close together. Gently kick into the hand, wrap shoulders behind the heart, draw belly in, gaze slightly up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the breath nice and steady. Stretching out that core, we gave lots of crunches. On your next exhale, gently lower the foot down to the mat. Make sure you're standing back at the mat, moving from the wall if you did so. Feet hips width distance apart, hands down by our sides. Draw the breath in through the nose to lift arms overhead. As we exhale out the mouth, lower hands down by your sides as we start to slow down our movement. Draw breath in, arms overhead. Exhale. Last time, deep breath in. As we exhale this time, find your forward fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, half lift, flattening the back. And exhale as you step back into plank. We'll take our last set of plank work here in 3, 2, 1. Step in, and out. Here's 2. Last one for 3. Take your forearm plank. Our last forearm plank we hold for 15 seconds. Don't worry, I've already started counting. If you need to lower down early, you're more than welcome. Take those side steps if you're feeling up to it. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release to the belly. You guys deserve it. Bring your arms along your sides, palms face up. Bring toes together, but let the heels fall out. And turn your head so you can rest on your cheek. Doesn't matter which side. Wiggle the shoulders away from the ears. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, release completely onto the mat. Taking a much needed and quick intermission here. Maybe the eyes gently close. Gently turn your head to the opposite side. Bring your chin to the mat. Place hands back underneath the shoulders and press to child's pose, hips to heels. Rounded child's pose this time, arms along the sides of the body, palms face up and forehead to mat. As you exhale, let the shoulders melt down towards the floor. And remember, you're more than welcome to take puppy pose if you're uncomfortable in child's for any reason. slowly rise up to a seated position and swing the legs out front so they're down the length of your mat. Keep the feet flexed and find some length up towards the ceiling, out through the top of your head. Lift the arms up to ceiling, drop chin to chest, and slowly begin to round the spine into rounded back stretch, placing hands to the knees and pointing the elbows out like elephant ears. Relax the shoulders down the back and away from the ears. If you find you can't take nice deep breaths, ease up a little bit out of the pose. This can create a lot of sensation for some of us. Getting a total spine stretch from the base of the skull all the way down to the tailbone. Revitalizing the spine. Creating space between the vertebrae. Draw your breath up and down the length of your spine. Help the muscles to relax. Slowly lift the spine upright. Place your hands on either sides of your hip into staff pose. Find some length up towards the ceiling. And relax the spine into neutral. Bend the right knee, placing foot to mat. Left arm hugs onto the bent knee as we open into spinal twist, placing right hand directly behind us and gazing over the right shoulder. Keep length through the spine and belly gently drawing in. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale out through the mouth, gently unwind, turning back to face forward. Straighten the leg. Bend left knee, foot to floor. Right arm holds on as we open the twist, placing left hand directly behind us. Lengthen the spine, belly drawing in. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale to unwind, straightening the leg. Move so that you're sitting in the center of your mat. Bend the knees, placing feet to floor. Start with your hands on the back of your thighs. Send your chest forward, drawing the belly in. Make sure you're on your sits bones and not on your tailbone. And relax the shoulders down the back. Lift up to the tippy toes and walk the toes in close to the body. So we're starting to engage the core a bit. You're more than welcome to hold here. If you want to take it to the next step, you're going to float the feet off the mat, lifting the heels in line with the knees. Holding here, keeping the chest lifted, that's key. Spine is long, belly drawing in. If you want to take it a step further, adding a challenge, lift the hands out to your side, palms facing up towards the ceiling. We're not holding the breath, just holding the pose. If you took it one way and you're like, maybe not, it's okay to take it a step back. Make sure you didn't lose the length in your spine. We're still holding here, not holding the breath. And then release the feet to the mat and place your hands down by your sides. Find some length in your spine. Hands come back to the thighs. One vertebrae at a time with control from the belly. We're going to slowly roll down until we're flat on our back. Straighten your legs onto the mat. Flex the feet. Draw right knee in towards the chest, holding at below the knee so fingers are interlaced, and drawing the thigh close to your body. If this is uncomfortable on your knee, you can hold onto the back of the thigh instead. You're still getting the same benefits. As you exhale, relax the muscles on your back onto the floor. Apanasana is great not only for low back pain, but also for aiding in digestion. So we'll hold for a few more breaths here. As we slow down our practice, we slow down the poses as well. Gently release, straightening the leg onto the mat. Left knee draws in, feet are still flexed, holding below the knee or on the back of the thigh. Release, straightening the leg onto mat. Draw both knees in towards the chest, same thing, but feet are side by side, holding on at the knees or on the thighs. Releasing the low back. Decompressing the spine. Release your grip on your knees, let them fall to the right side of your mat. Knees in line with hips and feet stacked. Place your arms at shoulder height, palms face up towards the ceiling, and head turns to the left into reclined spinal twist. This is our last pose of the class, so it's a great time to close your eyes as we settle into stillness. Just focus on your breath. Know that it's okay to be still and with your thoughts. Finding comfort in stillness is an exercise all on its own. Gently draw the knees back to center. Let them fall over to the left and head to the right. Draw the knees back to the center of the chest, holding on at the knees or on the back of the thighs. Slowly lift your head to meet your knees. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Squeeze everything nice and tight. Muscles in the face, toes, fingers, legs, arms. Holding here. And as we exhale, we release, laying flat on the mat. Separating our legs and our arms nice and wide apart. Let the toes fall out. Palms face up and eyes closed. We'll settle here into some stillness in our final resting pose, which may be the most difficult part of our class for some of us. Finding stillness, just being with our thoughts. Bring your attention to your breath. Follow every rhythmic rise and fall of your chest. And we'll give our body a rest for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Imagine that every time you exhale, you relax and melt onto your mat just a little bit more. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Welcome movement back to the body. Gently roll over to the right side of your body, taking a moment of stillness on your side, maybe using your arm as a pillow. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze low to the floor, gently press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. As always, we'll end class with 3 cleansing breaths. That's breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Today we're going to add a little bit of movement to our breath, so place your hands on your knees. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale out through the mouth, round the spine and drop your chin to your chest. Drawing the breath in through your nose, lift and arch the spine, lifting the head up towards the ceiling. Exhale for 2, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale to lift and arch. Exhale for 3, rounding the spine, breath out. Inhale to lift and arch. On your next exhale, relax into a comfortable seated position. Take a second to give thanks to yourself, your body for getting you through your practice, your mind for being patient with me, you and me. The light that's within inside of me honors the light that's within you. So thanks, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the practice. This is one of my favorite classes to teach, so I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I enjoy teaching it. If you're looking for any other classes of mine, my next class to air this week is on Wednesday. It's a vinyasa class, so it's not the same style. It's not as core intensive. It's a little more yoga, so we get into some down dogs and some vinyasas. And that will air Wednesday at 5. So I hope you guys tune into that class and come practice some more with me. Hope to see you next time.